a thumbnail of drawing this still life of boxes without using a viewfinder, but thinking about compositional choices and the things we're learning, avoiding putting objects in the center, avoiding dividing the page in half, and avoiding having shared edges of objects with the very edge of the picture frame. You see? Yeah. I'm drawing a lot darker than I ordinarily would because I want you to be able to see. So I picked an object to begin with, and just like we always do, I get to pick, and I'm thinking, and I don't put it in the center, and so I moved it over a bit, and I cropped it a bit, and I'm starting with this red and yellow box. When you're drawing these geometric objects like rectangles and boxes, and you're drawing a lot of straight lines, use large movements rather than a bunch of small movements. It will go faster and the lines will be straighter. I'm citing seeing what lines up with what, setting the proportions of a length of a box with a length of a box, because my thinking tells me one is taller than it is. The blue box is taller than the yellow box, and it is not. I didn't know that until I cited it. Citing for alignment. Citing for proportion. One visible plane against the others. It's about half, so it's about here. And citing for angles. I'm visually laying my pencil along the edge of an angle. When you draw in perspective, it's mostly a wrestling match with angles. Two things help. One is a knowledge of linear perspective, what we've been practicing. The idea that there is an actual horizon line where my eyes actually fall, and on that horizon line there is a one vanishing point where my two lines of vision meet on that eye level horizon line, and there are two vanishing points that are in the outermost periphery of my vision on that horizon line. So I keep that in my mind. It's not in my drawing, but it's in my mind. That somewhere up here, there's a horizon line. Oh my gosh, there's a bug in my head. Oh well, anyway. Somewhere up here, there's a horizon line, and on it, there's a single vanishing point that's directly where my gaze is, so it's like here. And then there are two vanishing points way on the edge, way over here and way over here. I have that in mind so that I know when I draw angles, and I'm drawing this box, for instance, in 2-point perspective, that these lines, these angles, if I could continue them way out here, they would meet. I call that making them agree. So you want your angles to agree. I know that this angle, if I continued it, would meet at a vanishing point on the horizon line, and this angle, if I continued, would meet at a vanishing point on the horizon line, and this one would meet at that same point. So I have to have that in mind. These two lines will never be exactly parallel because eventually they meet on my eye level. See how bad that is? These two angles don't agree. These two angles, if I continue them forever, would never meet on my eye level. So I know it looks wrong, and I know how to correct it. Oh, I really should tape down my paper. I have to imagine that vanishing point and then draw in that angle. So I do it that way, and then I also sight for angles. Those two tools will get me close enough to reality to create a believable illusion. Those are the tools. A knowledge of linear perspective and how the angles all must meet on the same or similar vanishing points for our purposes. And also sighting for angles. Okay, a workable thumbnail.